Okay, as promised, we are going to be talking about discipline. Discipline in your walk and in your word, as in reading it. So, it's time to talk about getting serious about your walk with the Lord. And it's time to get motivated and staying disciplined. So, these are all simple things, but they're hard in every aspect of life to stay disciplined at anything. So, first point would be reading the Word. Whichever way you start doing it is fine. Googling the scriptures, Bible Gateway is a really good website. Good point to be able to read the Word is like devotional books. You can find a lot of helpful ways to read the Word when you go to the Christian bookstore, or sometimes these things are even at Target on the religious section. But your best bet is to go to family Christian stores or wherever the nearest Christian bookstore is to you. And like I mentioned in another video, getting the book Light for My Path or Light for My Path for Teens. And there's many different books that help you break down the scripture and understanding it and being able to actually dive in to the actual Bible. It will be your greatest weapon. So, I feel like the camera's crooked. Alright. Reading the Word is crucial to your success of being a Christian, of being passionate for Christ. It will drive that passion forward. So, you can't ignore it. You will be separated from the Lord forever and be frustrated if you don't read the Word. I mean, I've been a Christian my entire life. I'm 17 years old, and I've been raised in the same church forever. I've known God and Christianity my whole life. But it comes to be able to be a strong Christian. It takes discipline and passion and maturity to be able to dedicate yourself fully, because it's not like a hobby. It's not like, oh, I'm really good at basketball. It's you want to be really good at Jesus, but it's not just going to be basketball, because that's one aspect of your life. It is your life. It is the center, the number one thing on the list, and then everything else has to fall below it. Otherwise, it won't work. That's just how it is. You have to be all in. So, I mean, I was a Christian forever, and I didn't read the Word. Mainly because I was so young. They teach you to read the Bible when you're really young, in church, but it just seemed so boring, and I never understood it, and even when I read the whole Bible, it was just whatever. So it just never really got through. And then, when I was 14, when I entered high school, after some really bad screw-ups that I had, I started taking Christianity more seriously and understanding God's path for my life. I understood what my calling was when I was 14 years old. God revealed to me what my calling was, and to stand up and be a leader and to be pure, which, ladies, might sound ridiculous. And boys, purity is a virtue. Purity is so important. Purity is very important. And I was called to stand up and be a light for young girls and boys. So, apparently I hit a lot of rocks for a while, and then by about April 2011, which wasn't that long ago, I had had enough of the trials and tribulations that Satan was putting me through, and I decided to go all in and make it the real deal, because I was tired of being depressed as all get out. So, make it the real deal, make yourself committed, and read your Word. So, next point is organization. You might not feel like this is important, especially boys. You need to start organizing, but it is. So, think about or make a list of your priorities, the things that you do. An example might be 1. Time with God. 2. Schoolwork. 3. Church/youth group. 4. Job. And 5. Socialization. That is a list that I have constructed over time. they weren't always in that order. And most of us can agree, if we're being really honest with ourselves, which is what this stuff is all about, is being honest, time with God probably isn't number one. But the only way this is going to work, the only way you're going to be filled with passion and love and joy, is if He is number one. So, develop time. It's there. You will have to make sacrifices. And especially adults, you got busy lives. So, God will make up for, you're going to have to make sacrifices and you might feel like you're losing a lot, but God's love will make up for what you feel like you're losing. For example, sleep, which is like the biggest thing that I have to sacrifice. I love to sleep. Or maybe it's not even that I love to sleep, I just hate to get up and I hate to move. So, make sacrifices like socialization, sleep, or TV. We all love to just veg out at the end of the night, But that is time for God. TV is not important. Even if you're watching Christian TV, make time for God, that personal time where you sit there and you talk to God, or you sing to God, or you pray to God, and you're building that relationship. It's awesome! You gotta make that time. It's there. So, in closing, and as far as discipline goes, I chose this one scripture. It's Proverbs 1:7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. God instructs us to make time for Him, to put Him as number one. If you ever heard the saying, it hurts me more than it hurts you, like maybe from your parents when you were growing up, when they're trying to teach you to be disciplined, that's what you're doing to God. You're hurting Him when you're not making time for Him. So in the long run, it's really, really going to benefit your life if you set aside things that really aren't so important for something that will change your life.